Hi, my name is Michelle Borowski, and this is my interpersonal communication project for Liberty University Online HSCO 508. So we're going to start by talking about what is interpersonal communication. So Stewart defines interpersonal communication as the type or kind of communication that happens when the people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. He goes on to say that when communicators emphasize their uniqueness, unmeasurability, responsiveness, reflectiveness, and addressability, then the communication between them is interpersonal. So next, we're going to look at our overarching goals. So my overarching goals is to just continue to grow as a communicator and to incorporate active and empathetic listening skills just by looking beyond my own interests and perspectives. Next, enlarging the conversation, just be open, receptive, and humble. Actively engage in changing the way that I think and feel by stepping out of my comfort zone and trying something new. So to do this, so to change the way I communicate with others, just to be conscious of who I'm talking to, what is their background and their culture and their beliefs. Be mindful of where my focus is during the conversation, and to be attentive to my own needs and feelings through self-monitoring. And then to continue to be aware of verbal and nonverbal cues that I reflect. And this is one area that I really struggle, because a lot of times when I'm talking to someone, my arms are like this. And so, people are looking at me thinking that I'm closed off. However, for me, that's just a natural posture, and so that's something that I really need to look at myself with the especially the nonverbal, just being more open and aware of my body. So mindful listening was something that really just hit me during this time. Mindful listening requires that I see, hear, and feel with my whole being. I need to be mindful and be aware of what's around me, who's around me, and then how people are feeling as well. So another thing that really caught me was that Stewart talks about that there's a direct link between the quality of your communication and the quality of your life. And Luke 6:45 says, "The good man brings good things out of the heart, of the good stored up in his heart. And the evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in his heart. And that for out of the overflow of the heart, that his mouth speaks." So if we're speaking negative things or speaking evil things over people, gossip and that sort of thing, that's going to affect not only our communication with others, but the quality of our life as well. Potential barriers to effective listening, that negative self-talk, those difficult or challenging conversations, self-disclosure. Are we disclosing too much information about ourselves or not enough? One that I really struggle with too is just the need to fix others. I have a tendency of wanting to help them fix their problems or giving advice and that sort of thing. So other barriers, noise pollution, and then just the perception of the conversation. So next we'll look at solutions to these barriers. For me, it's just increasing my confidence, watching my verbal and nonverbal behavior. Take responsibility for every word that I'm speaking. I need to think before I'm speaking. Scripture tells us to take every thought captive. And I need to think about, what is the impact that my words will have on the other person. Changing negative statements into positive ones. Speaking, I need to speak out more often. Instead of waiting for someone to ask my opinion, just be willing to share myself with others. Being aware of the feelings that arise in myself as I communicate with others, and avoid projecting my feelings and biases on others. Another thing is just having an awareness of the interpersonal needs of the individual that I'm communicating with. And this will enable me to better understand their communication behavior. So next, internal and external noise pollution, what is it? And then here are some, have some positive, possible solutions to these distractions. External noise, background noises, people talking, cars driving by, other people talking, your phone ringing, dogs barking, and then, multitasking, doing the dishes while having a conversation with someone, that's distracting. And so some of the solutions for this is just to find a quiet place inside, go somewhere where there's limited interruptions and distraction. Focus on one thing at a time, and then use paraphrasing or repeating so that we can understand and clarify. internal noise, hunger, fatigue, illness, biased listening, and then that negative self-talk. Solutions to that, some of them are pretty simple. Eat something first, get some rest, wait until you feel better. Some big ones, is don't allow your past experiences to influence how you listen. Be patient with yourself, be patient with the other person, and then process the information better. And so next, the behavioral blend. So you see here, the disc graph on the left is, this is expected of me, and on the right is, this is me. Excuse me. Behavioral blend is a combination of temperament types an individual has, and they determine a person's unique personality. Excuse me. So next you'll see here, this is what is expected of me. And so it talks about as a DS or an SD type, that people expect me to be both dominant and submissive. So that kind of sounds like a little passive aggressive. However, it's if you find balance, it's perfectly normal. So some of my strengths is just forwardness and fortitude, and just my steadiness, and then my needs for security. So I can be very strong I can feel very strong about something. However, if there's too much pressure or resistance, then sometimes I can crumble on that. So some more of the warnings. That's one of those things, so be more animated and articulate. Like I said, one of the times, here I am like this, and I'm talking to someone, and, I fail to, express my feelings more often. And that's one of the things I do need to work on. I do have a balance between being active and passive, along with being people and task-oriented. And so next, we're going to look at, this is me. So this is here that as an S-type, I'm more submissive, sweet, soft, and security-oriented. I do have the tendency of being very quiet and cautious. People sometimes think that, I'm not open enough, or I'm just too quiet. So I do tend to be sweet and nice. A lot of times people think that that's an invitation to take advantage. Sometimes people perceive me as weak, and then just misjudge my meekness for weakness. And next we're going to look at some warnings and things that I need to guard against. One of the things is just guarding my emotions, and not allow them to just build up inside of me, but be able to just let them go before the pressure builds up and then I explode in anger. So I'm pretty much a submissive and easygoing type. I try to be sweet and nice. I build strong friendships, very faithful and friendly, and I try not to be selfish. So things I do need to do is be more brave and courageous. One of the things on queendom.com talked about how that I'm extremely adept at interpreting other people's words and actions and seeing things from their perspective. One of the things, I have been blessed with a gift of discernment, so it does help me kind of put myself into other people's shoes and to better understand them, and just have a good sense of what they're feeling and thinking. So plan of action for my overarching goals is just to listen more intently, paraphrase and repeat accurately to clarify, focus on the other person, recognize that, what others say is important to them. What I say, I feel is important to me, so why wouldn't I recognize that, what other people are saying is important to them as well. I do need to refrain from trying to solve the talker's problems or doing their thinking for them. I need to build relationships carefully by being open with them. This is that self-disclosure. Just continue to have a humble spirit and continue to be aware of my strengths and weaknesses. And I just want to thank you for this time, and have a good day.